We rolling? I think we are. What is going on, guys? And welcome to a new video. It's been a minute with this video series, if that's what you want to call it. I think this is episode number 16. It's 15, 16, or 17. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so East versus West 14 happened over the weekend, and man, oh man, what an absolute insane event. Thus far, this is by far at least my favorite event that's happened. I think there was about 1,000 people in the crowd. Engen, what he's been doing to just the sport overall, but just the event has been phenomenal, and it's literally been on the uprise. But to get to the point of the video, a match happened over the weekend. I believe it was the second match of the night, and it involved Jonathan Breda from the States against Aymeric Pradines. I think that's correct, from France. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this match specifically because it's something that's genuinely driven me crazy. And I have mentioned this in a previous video in the past. I've legitimately went on a full rant about this. And not surprisingly enough, I had a lot of people that were on my side. So I figured in this video, I do want to talk about it for maybe one last time so you guys can know my stance. And I just want to put this out here because it's legitimately driving me crazy. And I think it should be illegal. So let's get into the match. Jonathan Breda and Aymeric Pradines, assuming that's said correctly, have a super match, East versus West 14, this last weekend in Florida. And so the match starts off where Jonathan Breda, I believe he goes up 2-0. 2-0. It was 2-0 or 1-0. I believe it was 2-0. And so Jonathan Breda at this point has the advantage over Pradines, and he was winning by top roll. Plain and simple, easy as it gets. Well, then we come to a point where, and this was also in the strap. And then we come to a point where Pradines, they're in the match, and I don't know what it was. The match had started, and Jonathan Breda was in a winning position, or at least it looked to be that way. And this has happened to me at Provincials earlier this year, and this is why it drives me crazy. They're in a match, and Pradines decides to look at the ref, and he legitimately just does this. They call the match off, foul, restart. Well, boy, oh boy, what do you think happens? Excuse me. What do you think happens out of this whole situation? In my mind, when I was watching, I'm just like, please, Jonathan, just finish this guy. Finish it. Nope. That's exactly the complete opposite of what happens. Pradines comes back and wins 3-2. I will do, like I said, I'm going to do probably in the next video or the one in the very near future, I'm just going to sit down and run through the whole event and do an analysis and just go over my thoughts, opinions of each match and break it all down. But to this one, this has to be illegal, man. This, I can't say what it costed him the match. Breda was going to win. He was going to win. It was obvious in my opinion. But man, if you were to ask me, if I were the one to make the rules, if you lift your elbow off the pad and it looks to be at all on purpose, I don't care if it was by accident, if it looks to be on purpose, you instantly have a loss right off the go. There's no question. You can do a review, especially if it's being filmed, review it. If it's clear, if you're just lifting your elbow because you don't like the position that you're in, you don't like the way the match is going, you want to cheat. I mean, arm wrestling is already a game of cheating, but if you're willing to go the lengths of, oh, well, I'm just going to lift my elbow off, I'm going to get a restart, it's easy, then I think you should lose. And maybe, I'm thinking of this right here on the spot, but maybe if you come up with another elbow fall, you just lose completely. The match is over. This, in my opinion, needs to stop. I don't know. Like, can you guys at least back me up on this? I'll give you a prime example. This year, provincials for myself, this was coming for third place here in British Columbia, our province. This was for third place. The match was extremely tight. I come in, I'm in like not a dominant position, but I'm in a high hand, like slight cup, just gripping. And my opponent, he decides to do the exact same thing. He lifts his elbow, and you can clearly see in the video too, he legitimately just does this, looks at the refs, and pretty much saying like, hey, look, my elbow's off, can you restart the match? And what do you think happened? He readjusted and barely got the pin on me. Now, he won fair and square in terms of that, but in the moment, a tournament's a tournament. If you, on paper, when you win, you are officially, that win is yours, or you are ranked X. But I was moved to fourth place, and not third because of this one stint. Well, imagine in a case like this, you are on legitimate worldwide television on the biggest stage in the world, and in my opinion, you're just an asshole. You're a legitimate asshole. And it's even crazier because he came back and won. He was down 2-0. So, man, it just pisses me off. Arm wrestling is already a game of cheating. It's already a game of cheating. And I'm all for it. I'll be the first person to say, hey, look, fight in the strap, fight outside the strap, get your angles, fight if the ref's trying to set you up, get everything you want. I believe that's cool because at the end of the day, the ref, when he says ready, go, both refs are confident that your positioning is correct enough where the match can pursue. But when a match stops with your arm up, you should be able to just what if that's a thing too? If you lift up your elbow and it's on purpose, they don't say nothing, and you pin, it should just be a pin. There's very few things that really piss me off in life, and I feel like this is legitimately one of those things. It's a coward move in my opinion. It's a dick move. Excuse my language. It's a complete asshole move to do. And how do you feel? How do you feel as a person when you win the match or you win the tournament? And let's say 2 of your matches were you just replacing your elbow? I don't know, man. I want to say I'm speechless, but it's kind of the opposite. It just pisses me off. And I do remember when I was watching the event, and the first thing that came to my mind when this happened, I just wanted to take my TV and throw it off my balcony. Yeah. It just drives me crazy, man. It's just wild stuff. But overall, that match was good. I'll be the first to say that match was phenomenal. I mean, for Beretta to come out and not steamroll, it was tight. They went to the strap. Wins by top roll in the first 2 matches. And then Pradines to come back. I think the first match Pradines won was in hook. Second one, it was a press. And then I think the last one was like an inside hook press movement. I mean, hey, look, props. If you're winning at that level, I mean, what am I, just some guy off the street who makes a YouTube video, sit here and judge and complain and down these people when they're legitimate world class, all respect in the world. I just think there are limits to this stuff, and I can literally go on this topic for hours. I just don't think it's fair. I think it's a dick move, and especially if you lose a match because of this one thing. A tournament's a tournament, man. You come in as well prepped as you can. You do anything to win, but that's like going into a fight and then kicking someone in the balls. That's essentially what it is to me. So I guess I'll leave that subject there. I'll probably just leave that alone. What else? What else can we tear up here for a second? I guess I can give you guys an update on my pilot's license. There hasn't been much going on. I've had a couple flights supposed to have a flight in about 10 minutes, but weather, the fires, the cloudiness, it isn't looking too great. We ended up canceling the flight. Did some arm wrestling over the weekend on Saturday. Pulled for the first time since being back here on the island. Very sore, man. Coming off of like a big prep for a tournament and then not treating your body properly after the tournament for like a month. I'm talking drinking, food, diet, schedule. Like, you know, part of it's nice because you have that free mentality of like, I don't care about anything. I'm on vacation. But then you come back and you're still sore. My tendons are rough. So yeah, it felt nice to get back into. But now we're back on the grind. The videos are going to be a little bit up in the air until I have my pilot's license at this point, which we're aiming about 2 weeks away. So if all goes well, we should be done in about 2 weeks. I would like to think tops, but let's just say 2 weeks from now, especially if the weather is cutting out like this. But yeah, back at it. And then once the pilot's license is out of the way, that's just a big stressor because when I'm making videos like this, I know it's a little bit of an excuse, but when I'm filming a video like this, I also tell myself I could be studying and, you know, prepping for an exam as opposed to posting a video on YouTube that could get 100 views at most. Well, excuse me, just ate some food, feeling it now. Just to do a video to get like 50 to 1,000 views. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose in the moment. It's a lot of work for little return. But if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't be filming more of these videos and giving my opinions. And I also haven't done a rice bucket video in a while. I did weigh myself I weighed myself Saturday. Today is Tuesday. I've lost a lot of weight. To give you guys an idea, nationals, I weighed in at 214.7 pounds to be exact. And that was like in the morning. I didn't eat much food. So let's say close to 215. And Saturday in the morning, had coffee, a snack, and I was starting to have a protein shake. And I weighed in at like 199. So, you know, round the number off, but I've lost about 7 kilograms in the since June 30th, July 30th, August. I would say over a month and a bit. Now, I'm attributing that to many factors, but when you go from taking so much supplements, being fairly dialed in, I would never say I'm dialed in because my life is so chaotic, but I mean, if I open up my supplement cupboard there, you'll see there's a lot going on. So going from, you know, maybe overdosing on all types of supplements to 0 for about a month, and then you add on drinking and really bad diet and eating maybe once or twice a day and no sleep, and the list goes on and on. I'm prone to losing weight. And one thing alone, which helps you gain at least a couple pounds, is creatine. And only recently I've restarted because when I was in Hungary, I had nothing. So back at it. I want to get my weight up. It would be nice to hit nationals next year. You know, I weighed in this year at 215, let's say. Nationals next year, it would be nice to be sitting at like 221, 222, and then cutting or just not drinking a little bit of water for maybe a day to get to that weight. However, like I mentioned in the past, this isn't my natural weight, so it's difficult to get there, but I want to keep it on. I do want to keep it on. What else? I think that's going to be it. The next video, I'm based off my mental plan, the next video is going to be me running through the East versus West 14 card completely. So it's definitely going to be much longer than these ones. So when you do see it come out, you might want to save it for nighttime, save it for the morning. You know, put it on after you have a coffee because I'm just going to talk about every match and kind of just go from there. But I figured I would do a quick little, I wouldn't call it an update video, but maybe a video to get back into the swing of things on this side of it. Oh, and I also do want to bring up, so post East versus West 14, I wanted to do individual videos for the matches so I can quickly see the match, post up the video, and then so you guys can see my analysis on each match, thoughts, opinions. But soon, at some point, I hit pause, I went to the grocery store, came back, and I started taking some screenshots of the screen so I can get some thumbnails, or at least something for the thumbnail. And when I went to go hit play, it literally just blacked out on me. And all of a sudden, it showed that I had purchased the event, but I could not watch it. In the history, it showed nothing. So I'm like, oh my God, did I just get hit with copyright? Did I do something wrong? What is going on? So when I started making my videos, I had posted 3. I had no pictures because the screenshots were not, for some reason the screenshots just didn't work, they were black. Very weird. And then all of a sudden I was demotivated. I'm like, this is crazy. So long story short, I had contacted Core Sports and I asked them about the issue. I'm like, yo, look, this is what happened. What is going on? I paid for the event, I've been watching it. And they came back to me about an hour later saying that they have to render the video. They have to do something with, once the video is finished, they have to fix it properly and then I guess repost it. So come to find out, it's actually nothing I did. It was just an issue there. So instead of me posting like a ton of videos talking about each match with some pictures and a little bit more of a deeper analysis, that failed miserably. So I guess in the next video when I do either a rice bag or I might even do a workout and then just run through the whole event while we're working out, you guys let me know. And I'm gonna drop it there. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this type of content, like it, consider subscribing. Seriously, even if you don't watch my content, just hit subscribe. Throw me on mute. It helps me out. I'm asking you please, and thank you in advance, because it is valuable for some people, and I enjoy making them. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.